So that's my thing with the superstar label. There's just too many variables, too many people with different definitions. I don't like taking into account off court stuff because if we do that, then why Tim Duncan wasn't a superstar. He doesn't drive ratings, but we all acknowledge Tim Duncan is one of the 10 best players of all time. So that's where this whole thing about who's a superstar, who isn't, it's a very tricky subject because in that case, there's many all-time great players that we look at who shouldn't be labeled superstars at their time because they weren't driving ratings. They weren't Michael
Yeah.
Jordan. And since it is the off season, I want to talk about first some things that I'm going to do differently in the 2025-26 season. The first thing I'm going to change is abolish the word superstar. I think at this point, that word has brought so much division, so much disagreement, and inconsistency on what is a superstar, what is the criteria for a superstar. And I think another thing that the word superstar brings is casuals to the conversation. I think the superstar word is such a broad word because it transcends sports. You can use superstar for music, you can use superstar for fashion, you can use superstar for models, etc. I think that word is such a broad term that we need to just eliminate that from our vocabulary when discussing NBA in general and just say elite. Just get rid of the superstar word and just say elite because elite, in my opinion, is more of a basketball on the court centric conversation rather than the nonsense, which is determining factors off the court. I want to eliminate off the court things when determining how great a player is. And that's what I think the superstar term has really hurt a lot of players because media and even casuals will use that word. Oh, is he box office? Oh, does he get people to watch the games? Is he just good at basketball? Is he just great at basketball? That should be the conversation. It shouldn't be off the court stuff. Is he an activist? Did he open a school? Does he have a charity fund? Like, who cares, bro? Like, is he great at basketball? So that's my whole thing with this word superstar. Where are you on that? Do you agree that we need to just eliminate that word altogether and just use words that associate with just on-court performance? That way we can push aside the casuals from joining the conversation.
I do believe the word superstar is thrown around entirely too much, and they definitely stepped on the value and like the reverence of that term. Nowadays, they just trying to give anybody who could be a number one option. That I'm like, no, these dudes are not superstars. In my opinion, there's probably like 5 superstars currently in the NBA right now. They was trying to say it's Tyrese Halliburton, a superstar. Like let's we've gone too far. Let's pump the brakes. We've gone too far on the opposite end of the spectrum with this whole superstar debate. Superstars are reserved for top players in the league. That's just what it is. Like LeBron James currently is not a superstar in the NBA right now. As far as if you want to go talent wise, strictly off talent, he's not. He has the superstar name.
Yeah.
Like he's box office. It's LeBron James. Like, come on now. He's one of the 2 best players we've ever seen pick up a basketball. Steph Curry, while he's a superstar level name, is he a superstar in this point of his career?
Oh.
We love KD. Is he a superstar level player at this stage of his career? Some will say yes, some will say no. To me, the superstars are reserved for like top 5, borderline top 6 dudes. You fall outside of that, I'm sorry, but it is what it is. So that would be, the Jokic's, the Giannis's, the Lucas, the Shays. Like,
Tatum was
yeah,
healthy. I'll
yeah,
probably go Tatum.
yeah. I give Tatum superstar status, even though people don't like him. But whatever, that's their own thing. The man's a superstar. Man averages 30 year in, year out. He's a superstar. Other than that, it's it's kind of slow for everybody else. So, and B used to be in that tier, but he can't stay on the court, and but that we got context behind all that now. So, but if he gives us another good season of same old Embiid play, he could join the superstar convo. But you got to be an MVP candidate. Pretty much, you have to be in consideration for MVP year in, year out to really maintain that superstar status. There's no such thing as a 1-year superstar.
You
You got
make
to earn that title over a span of years.
Yeah, you make valid points. I think again, it's such a hard thing to define because I'll look at Magic Johnson and he was on First Take and he gave his definition of a superstar, which is your box office. Well, how many guys are really box office? It's LeBron, it's Curry. It's not a whole bunch of guys that are really box office that any given day, any given game that's on national TV, we're going to watch because of that person. It's
Exactly.
not, you can count on one finger, maybe 2 guys, 3 guys that are legitimately box
But I
office.
gotta tune into this player.
They drive the ratings no matter what. Like Jokic, as great as he is, would you say he's driving the ratings? No. Even Shea, like he's not driving the ratings, even though I like Shea as a basketball player. Anthony Edwards, you can argue to a certain extent, he has gotten his name, he's gotten more buzz, but I don't think he drives the ratings like a LeBron or Stephen Curry, even Kevin Durant as well. I don't think Kevin Durant is driving the rating. So that's my thing with the superstar label. There's just too many variables, too many people with different definitions. I don't like taking into account off court stuff because if we do that, then why Tim Duncan wasn't a superstar. He doesn't drive ratings, but we all acknowledge Tim Duncan is one of the 10 best players of all time. So that's where this whole thing about who's a superstar, who isn't, it's a very tricky subject because in that case, there's many all-time great players that we look at who shouldn't be labeled superstars at their time because they weren't driving ratings. They weren't Michael
Yeah,
Jordan.
like Kawhi. He was
Kawhi.
undoubtedly a superstar, but he wasn't tuning in just to see Kawhi play on a mass scale like a LeBron.
Right, right. And if you think about it, the way that the media, especially the old heads, look at superstar, if you really go by their definition, which is like box office driving, like boosting the ratings, when they're on screen, people are gonna tune in and watch no matter what. If you think about it, throughout NBA history, how many guys were doing that? Probably you might only be able to count one hand. Really?
Like
Maybe
dudes that was single handedly
maybe
driving
one
views.
maybe one and a half. Like Michael Jordan, you have Michael Jordan, you have Shaq, you have Kobe, you have Steph, you have LeBron,
Magic,
Magic, Bird,
Bird.
Dr. J. Like that's about it. Kareem wasn't doing that. He wasn't driving ratings. That was not Kareem. When he was in his prime, NBA was, part of that was because of the ABA, but at the same time, people weren't tape delays, money wasn't coming in. I'm sorry, bro. Like, I just think eradicate the term, just use the word elite. This player is good, great, elite. Problem solved. Because so remember in the past, and then we'll move on to another subject, another topic. But in the past, right, I would have my tiers list. I would say this person's trash, mid, he's decent, he's good, he's great, and then I would say he's a super. No, I would say he's a star, and then he's a superstar. For whatever reason, people understand what a star is. People want to use only on court ability when it's a star. But then all of a sudden, when we bring in super and then star to the equation, it's like, no, now we have to bring in off court stuff. I'm like, what? Why is it that you can say, okay, this person's a star, but then when you say they're a superstar, it's pushback. It's like, no, we have to bring in off court stuff, and that's my whole problem with it. That's why I say, you know what? Let's just eliminate it
They,
all. Matter of fact, eliminate the word star altogether. Let's just say he's great, he's elite, he's good, he's decent, he's mediocre, mid, whatever you want to name it, and he's trash. Let's just do it by that.
I don't know about getting rid of star because all stars still
Okay, all
prevalent.
star. Okay, all star. I give you that. All star. That's
But yeah,
fair. That is fair.
there definitely needs to be a new word to substitute superstar because I feel like people getting a little too loose with that term
It's
because
too.
it's different. It's levels when you compare stars to superstars. But
Yes.
now that them lines are getting blurred, it might be time to do away with it. They're gonna be calling Jalen Brunson the superstar next. And I'm like, okay.
Like I'm, in the group chat, they're saying, yeah, there's about like 10, 11 superstars. I'm like, huh?
Yeah,
Like
I'm
Jalen
like, that is
Brunson.
insane.
I'm getting pushback because I'm saying Jalen Brunson isn't a superstar. I'm like, huh? What are we talking about? Like, have you guys lost your mind? What are we talking about? I'm hearing, for the past 5 years. Matter of fact, past 7 years, I'm hearing media talk about Kyrie Irving's a superstar. I'm like, huh? I'm like, yo, what are we talking about? Like, this is absurd. This is absurd. Superstar. Anywho, I just wanted it's kind of like a
What this
mini
UK
rant.
fiasco?
It's like
Everyone
a
just a
mini rant.
superstar because they say they are.
Yeah, bro. It's like a mini rant, but I just had to get out on my chest because, bro, like I've been hearing that term superstar used so loosely, so casually. It just frustrates me.
You know what's funny? NBA fans are so weird. They're like the only group of fans where if you rank a player top 10, they take it as disrespect. I'm like, if I'm saying these are the top 10 players in the world at their sport, why would you get offended on behalf of that player? It's so weird. The NBA fandom is so weird.
Yeah,
You say
you
Shea
have to
top 5, and I'm like, he's only 5? I'm like, all right, bro, whatever.
you have to thank the media for that. That's the media. That's the media for you. Debate culture. You have to blame the media for that.